Good morning 5C, good morning 5D. How are you today? Today I'm going to explain those words that are in your activity book on page 69. And they are called quantifiers. Quantifiers. That is the title in your book. And in your book on page 68, they talk about those words like much, many, plenty of, a little, a few. These words we're going to look at today. And to help me with my lesson, I have this friend, because this friend said, I want to be part of your lesson. He's sitting here. And you know my friend, and he wants to be part of the lesson, so I'll introduce. I'll let him say. I'll let him come now. Here he is. It's Sid the snake. And Sid is going to help us with the countable nouns because they all finish in S. And he's an S. He's Sid the snake. So you're going to help me with the countable, okay? But only with the countable because they all finish in S, okay? So, the countable nouns. What are the countable nouns? Let's remember the countable nouns are. I can say there are some eggs. There are some eggs. We can make a pancake. We can make a crepe. There are some tomatoes. We can make a great salad. There are some pens. We can draw. We can make big pictures. There are some eggs. There are some tomatoes. There are some pens. Okay, I know, Sid. Do you want to be part? Okay, right? There are some eggs. Okay. Stay there. There are some eggs. What about the negative? There aren't any eggs. There aren't any tomatoes. There aren't any pens. Help, what am I going to do? How am I going to cook? How am I going to write? There aren't any pens. There aren't any tomatoes. So, the positive, the countable, there are some eggs. No, there aren't any eggs. There aren't any eggs. There are some eggs. Now, thinking about the countable, there are some eggs. Okay? Yeah, he's happy. Sid's happy now because we're talking about countables. And the countables all have the S. We can use other words. We can say, there are plenty of eggs. There are plenty of tomatoes. There are a lot of eggs. There are a lot of tomatoes. There are a lot of pens. And there are a lot of, you think of something, there are a lot of strange animals around. I can also say, I can ask the question, are there plenty of eggs? Are there plenty of tomatoes? I want to cook this evening. What am I going to make this evening? I can say, are there plenty of eggs? Are there plenty of tomatoes? Or I can say, are there many eggs? Are there many tomatoes? Are there many strange animals around? So I can use plenty of. I can use a lot of. I can make the question. I can use many. And I can make the negative. There aren't many tomatoes. There aren't many eggs. What am I going to do? Sid, what are we going to do? It's a sad day. So, I can say, when I use countables, there are plenty of tomatoes. There are a lot of tomatoes. There are many tomatoes. There are a lot of eggs. There are plenty of eggs. There are many eggs. I can ask the question. Are there plenty of eggs? Are there plenty of tomatoes? Are there many pens? For the countable nouns. And if I want to talk just about a small quantity, no, there are only a few eggs, there are only a few tomatoes. There are only a few eggs. There are only a few tomatoes, not many. What am I going to do? What are we going to do, Sid? There's only a few. There are only a few tomatoes. There are only a few eggs. There are only a few potatoes. There are only a few. Let's think of something else. There are only, can you think of something? There are only a few pieces of chocolate. What are we going to do? So that are the countables, okay? The countables, the countables. I can use with countable, I can use plenty of, a lot of, in the affirmative and the question. I can use many in the question and in the negative. And I can use a few when I want to talk about a small amount. That's the countables. And now I'm going to say goodbye to Sid. Sid, you're going to sleep because I'm now going to talk about the uncountables. The uncountables. There is some honey. Not a lot, but there is some honey. There is some sugar. There is some water. Countables. And now, uncountable. Uncountable. Oop, wrong way round. There is some sugar. There is some sugar. There isn't any sugar. There isn't any sugar. There isn't any sugar. There is some sugar. Now with the uncountable nouns, the uncountable is different. It's different. We use different words. Well, not always. We can say there is plenty of sugar. There is a lot of sugar. We can say that. We can do the question. Is there plenty of cheese? Is there plenty of sugar? For the uncountable. Uncountable. But when it's the question, is there much milk? Is there much sugar? Is there much cheese? No, there isn't much milk. There isn't much sugar. We use much. much. I love cheese. Here's my cheese. For me, there isn't much cheese. For me, I eat a lot of cheese. There isn't much honey. Okay? The negative. And if I want to say a small quantity with the uncountables, I say there is only a little butter, there is only a little cheese. When I want to say a small quantity. A small quantity. Okay, now this is to explain your language detective on page 68 to help you understand this. So just remember, you have countable nouns, and with countables we can use plenty of, we can use a lot of, we can use many, we can use a few. For the countable, and Sid's woken up because he says, well, it's countable and I want to be there. Okay? All right now? And then we have uncountable, where we can use plenty of, a lot of, much, in the question and the negatives, and a little for small quantity. So, just watch the video again, look at the book, and try and do the exercise that I asked you to do last week, but I wanted to review with you. Okay, have a great day from me and from Sid. Thinking of you. Bye now. Bye kids. Have a great day.